Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here. If you will, like, share, comment on the passage or on the video. And then our passage is Genesis chapter 22 and verses 3 and 4. God has directed Abraham in the first verses to take his son and offer him as a sacrifice. What will he do? How will Abraham respond to these directions? And we find out very quickly how he responds. So, verse 3, Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, took two of his young men with him, and his son Isaac, and he cut the wood for the burnt offering, and arose and went to the place of which God had told him. And on the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place from afar. Well, we find out very quickly how Abraham would respond. If you've heard me over the years, you've probably heard me say this before. That would have been the morning I would have slept in. I would like to think that I would have been obedient, but I just don't know if I would have gotten up early to give up the one blessing, the thing that I value the absolute most, my, dare I say, legitimate son. And his response is he obeys immediately. He obeys completely. I don't think he understood. God hadn't given him all the instructions. He just told him, take your son and go. And he says, you go to a mountain and I'll tell you when you get there. I'll tell you where you're going. I don't know about you, but there's nothing much worse than, and I used to do that to Caleb all the time when he was growing up. I'd say, you want to go with me? And say, where are you going? I said, trust me, just get in the car. And 9 times out of 10, the little fella jumped right in the car. Why did he do that? Well, because I don't think I ever took him anywhere terrible. I may not took him necessarily where he wanted to go. And usually, somewhere I think along the trip, he probably got a drink or a honey bun or something, and nothing else. He may never admit it, but I think he just liked being with his daddy. Why are we obedient? We don't always understand, but we learn, just as Caleb learned. I never took him and left him anywhere. I never took him and pushed him off a cliff anywhere. I always tried to treat him right. Usually I fed him, and I brought him back home safely. We have to learn we can trust God, even when we don't understand, even when we may not like the direction we're going in, that we trust God. And he got up immediately, and then the other key phrase for me in this passage, he got up early. Well, actually, there's 3 things in it. He got up early. He packed the things he would need to do what God had told him to do. So he had every intention of carrying this out. And then it says in that place that he went to the place God told him. He got up early. He made the right preparations, and he went where God told him to go. What a great story. What a great reminder and a challenge for us. 2 things that this story warns us against. One of them is partial obedience. Partial obedience is complete disobedience. Abraham could have got up that next morning and went to the place where God showed him and forgot to take Isaac. He could have went to the place where God told him and he forgot to take Isaac or forgot to take firewood. He could have went somewhere, just not where God told him to. Partial obedience is disobedience. Or he could have waited. Anybody here that's ever been around kids know that they are, and we were, when we were kids, I know I was, a master at when I was told to do something, wait a minute. Abraham got up early. And the question that always comes to my mind, anytime I look at this passage, anytime I talk about this passage, and nothing's going to change today, I'm going to ask you the same question. When is the last time that you can point and say, I went where God told me to go, when God told me to go and did what God told me to do. You think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.